Okay, miss in hypertrophy. Yes, in hypertrophy, the change, that is the size of the cell has increased. In atrophy, the size of the cell has decreased. Okay, in hyperplasia, the number of cells have increased there as such here. There is increase in number of cells there as such here. Okay, they see there as such here. Then after that, in metaplasia, okay, you can see it here. The change, the external appearance of the change means cell has changed here in metaplasia there as such here. Metaplasia, got it here. Metaplasia means the phenotype of the cell has changed there. Okay, here the shape of the cell was square, and here the shape has become somewhat oval there. The shape of that particular cell has become oval there as such here. That is called as metaplasia there as such here. And this is nothing but it is a dysplasia here. Okay, this is nothing but the last one there as such here. The last change is nothing but in dysplasia. Dysplasia is nothing but it is the bad development of a cell there as such here. Remember it here. Dysplasia is nothing but it is what here? The bad development of a cell here. Adaptive disorders of growth there as such here. Okay, that is idea here as such here. Then these particular things only we will see there in detail here. Atrophy. Now under atrophy we will see here atrophy. What are the causes of atrophy there as such here? Physiologic atrophy. Okay, then pathologic atrophy there as such here. Okay, these different things we will see. Then hypertrophy we will see here. Under hypertrophy also we will see the different causes of hypertrophy. Okay, then hyperplasia. Okay, and so many things whatever are there. First, let's start here. Atrophy. Atrophy, reduction of the number and size of parenchymal cells of an organ or its parts which was once normal is called atrophy there as such here. Reduction of the number and size of parenchymal cells here. Here is the reduction in number as well as the size of the parenchymal cells of an organ or its parts which was once normal is called atrophy there as such here. Compared with hyperplasia, which is the term used for developmentally small size there as such here. Okay, compared from hypoplasia there as such here. Reduction of the number and size of parenchymal cells of an organ or its parts which was once normal is called atrophy there as such here. Okay, compared from hypoplasia there as such here. It is a hypoplasia, which is the term used for developmentally small size there as such here. Hypoplasia there as such here. And aplasia, okay, for extreme failure of development there as such here. For extreme failure of development, so that only rudimentary tissue is present there as such here. Okay, compared from hypoplasia there as such here. In hypoplasia, which is the term used for developmentally small size. Okay, hypoplasia is the term which is used for developmentally small size, and aplasia for extreme failure of development, so that only rudimentary tissue is present there as such here. Rudimentary, okay, undeveloped tissue is present there as such here, like this here. It is called as nothing but, or this particular part, reduction of the number and size of parenchymal cells in the organ there as such here, or its parts which was once normal is called as atrophy there as such here. It is nothing but it is called atrophy there as such here. Causes, atrophy may occur from physiologic or pathologic causes there as such here. What is physiologic atrophy there as such here? Atrophy is a normal process of aging there as such here. Okay, physiologic cause means because of certain processes inside our body here. That is physiologic atrophy here. Okay, and pathologic atrophy means what here? It is what here? Disease related there as such here. Okay, what here there as such here? Pathologic there as such here. Okay, that is nothing but that is what we can say here. Pathologic means what here? It is nothing but it is a disease there as such here. Disease, pathologic means related with a disease there as such here. Atrophy, which is related with disease, it is called as pathologic atrophy there as such here. Okay, atrophy means what? Reduction or that is decrease in the number, reduction in size or decrease in number of cells. It is called as atrophy. Okay, reduction in size of a cell or decrease in number of cells there as such here. Okay, it is called as what? That is atrophy there as such here. The causes are as under here. Starvation. Okay, physiological. First of all, we will see causes. Okay, the causes of atrophy. That is nothing but the etiological agents there or etiology there as such here. Physiologic atrophy here. Okay, what here? First of all, physiologic atrophy. Atrophy is a small process. Okay. Okay, that is different causes for physiologic atrophy. They are given. Atrophy is a small process of aging in some tissues. Okay, which could be due to loss of endocrine stimulation or arteriosclerosis, for example. Okay, due to the loss of that is endocrine stimulation or arteriosclerosis, for example. Okay, atrophy of lymphoid tissue in lymph nodes. Okay, appendix and thymus there as such here. Okay, atrophy of lymphoid tissue there as such here. Whatever atrophy of lymphoid tissue is there in lymph nodes, appendix. Okay, nodes, appendix and thymus there as such here. It is nothing but that particular atrophy. In lymphoid tissue it may occur here, in appendix also it can occur there, and in thymus also it occurs there as such here. Atrophy of lymphoid tissue in lymph nodes, appendix and thymus. You remember it here. What is the meaning of atrophy, students? Please, can you tell me here? What is the meaning of atrophy?
Decrease in size of cell tissue.
Excellent, excellent,
organ.
excellent. Great. Okay. Right. Okay. Atrophy of gonads. Okay. After menopause, there as such here. Okay. Atrophy of gonads after menopause. Gonads are nothing but the sex organs here. Atrophy of these particular sex organs after menopause. Menopause is nothing but the last menstruation cycle here. In case of female, there as such here. Okay. After the last that particular menstruation cycle, the gonads undergo atrophy there as such here. Okay. Means they generally become somewhat inactive there as such here. That is atrophy here. Okay, then after that, atrophy of brain with aging there as such here. Okay, the old persons, okay, specifically they have a habit of forgetting the things here. Okay, why means because of their age. Okay, because of age, what happens here? The neurons, the number of neurons inside that particular brain. Okay, that neurons, that particular size, okay, or that particular neuron number generally it undergoes that is degeneration here. Okay, and causing the condition of atrophy there as such. It is natural process here, that is physiologic atrophy. So that it is coming under physiologic atrophy here. Means it is automatic, which is occurring as a physiological process in our body here. That's why this atrophy is coming under physiologic atrophy here. And atrophy, whatever is there, which is occurring under diseased conditions here, it is nothing but it is a pathologic atrophy here. The causes are as under here: the starvation atrophy, ischemic atrophy, small atrophy. That is what here. Other, that is third one, disuse atrophy. Then neuropathic atrophy, endocrine atrophy. Okay, fifth one, then sixth one, pressure atrophy. Okay, then seventh one, idiopathic atrophy here. These are the various causes there as here. First one, starvation atrophy. In starvation, there is first depletion of carbohydrate and fat stores. Okay, and fat stores. Okay, that is what here, the first depletion of carbohydrate and fat stores followed by protein catabolism there as here. In starvation, there generally what is there? Yes, in starvation there as here. Okay, in starvation, there is first depletion of carbohydrate and fat stores. Okay, followed by protein catabolism there as here. There is general weakness. Okay, emaciation and anemia referred to as cachexia. That is cachexia. Seen in cancer, and severely ill patients here, and severely ill patients there as here. Okay, and severely ill patients. This is the thing there. That is starvation atrophy here, pathologic atrophy here. Okay, and severely ill patients here. Okay, that is the thing there, pathologic atrophy here and severely ill patients here. There is general weakness, emaciation, and anemia referred to as cachexia, seen in cancer and severely ill patients here. Ischemic atrophy here, gradual diminution of blood supply due to atherosclerosis. Okay, gradual that is diminution of blood supply due to atherosclerosis may result in shrinkage of the affected organ there as such here. Ischemic, that is atrophy here, gradual diminution of blood supply, or that is decrease of blood supply due to the atherosclerosis. Okay, what is atherosclerosis, students? Thrombus formation, na? Hello, how are you? Are you listening me?
Yes,
Hello. Yes. What is atherosclerosis?
narrow the lumen of arteries or blood vessels.
Excellent, great. Okay, generally the what happens here, the deposit of some fatty material occurs inside the blood vessel. That's why the diameter of that particular what here blood vessel, it decreases there as such here. Okay, not but there is a what disturbance to the flow of blood through that particular blood vessel here. Okay, this particular deposition, okay, whatever is occurred inside that particular blood vessel, okay, it is called as thrombi. Okay, and this particular condition, okay, here the blood vessel is nothing but is having thrombi in it. Okay, it is called as atherosclerosis here. It is called as that is atherosclerosis here. Okay, atherosclerosis here. Okay, because of this particular thing there, the blood pressure increases here. Disuse atrophy there as here. Prolonged diminution of functional activity is associated with disuse atrophy of the organ. Okay, that is prolonged diminution of functional activity. Prolonged diminution of functional activity is associated with disuse atrophy of the organ. Okay, example, wasting of muscles of limb immobilizing cast there as here. Okay, wasting of muscles of limb immobilized in cast. Then atrophy of the pancreas in obstruction of pancreatic duct there as here. Atrophy of the pancreas in, okay, that atrophy of the pancreas may occur in obstruction of pancreatic duct there as here. That is the thing there. Okay, disuse atrophy there as such. Okay, wasting of muscles of limb immobilized in cast there as here. Immobilized there in cast, like this there as here. If we are immobilizing it here. Okay, neuropathic atrophy is there, interruption of nerve supply leads to wasting of muscles. Example, poliomyelitis, motor neuron disease. Then what there? No section there, etc. Endocrine atrophy here, loss of endocrine regulatory mechanism results in reduced metabolic activity of tissues and hence atrophy. Example, okay, and hence atrophy. Okay, like this there, etc. Endocrine atrophy is there, loss of endocrine regulatory mechanisms. Okay, mechanism results in reduced metabolic activity of tissues there, etc. Activity of tissues and hence atrophy. Okay, example, hypo. Okay, that is what hypopituitarism there, etc. May lead to atrophy of thyroid. Hypopituitarism may lead to the atrophy of thyroid, adrenal and gonads. Hypopituitarism means what here? That the pituitary gland, whatever the hormones it releases there, etc. Okay, if it is going into the lower level condition here, then in that particular condition it can cause the atrophy of thyroid, adrenal and gonads. That is the thing there. And hypothyroidism may cause atrophy of the skin and its adrenal structures there, etc. That is adrenal what adnexal structures there, etc. Hypothyroidism may cause atrophy of the skin and its adnexal structures there, etc. Adnexal structures like this. If any word is new, then you should find out the meaning of this thing there. What is the meaning of adnexal? Find out the meaning of adnexal first. Come on, adnexal structures. What is the meaning of this particular adnexal there? Yes, adnexal. Yes. Adnexal, meaning of adnexal here. Yes. Okay, adnexal masses include ovarian cysts, okay, ectopic pregnancies, and benign, that is cancer or malignant tumors there, etc. Okay, adnexal masses include ovarian cysts, okay, like this there, etc. Okay, adnexal tumors we can say there, etc. Okay, adnexal there, okay. Okay, adnexal means it is a one form of mass of cells there, etc. And adnexal is a mass is an adnexal mass is a growth that occurs in or near the uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes, and the connecting tissues there, etc. Okay, okay, growth that occurs. Okay, or adnexal mass is a growth that occurs in or near the uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes, and the connecting tissues. They are usually benign, but are sometimes cancerous there, etc. Okay, they are generally benign there, etc. Okay, they are generally benign. Okay, but sometimes they may be cancerous there, etc. Okay, benign there, etc. What is the meaning of benign? Yes, students. Okay, what is the meaning of benign? Benign meaning, yes, gentle and kindly. Okay, gentle and kindly, the benign but firm manner there, etc. Not harmful in effect there, etc. A benign condition there, etc. Of a disease. Okay, not harmful in effect of a disease, not harmful in effect here. A benign condition there, etc. Okay, the meaning of benign is not harmful there, etc. Okay, not harmful there, etc. It is a condition there, etc. Okay, not harmful. The meaning of benign is nothing but it is what here? Not harmful here. It's okay here. That is the thing there. Atrophy is nothing but that particular thing there. Yes, yes, students. Got the idea here? Yes.
Yes, sir.
That is the
Yes,
thing there, etc. Yes, correct, correct. Okay, adnexal means what? It is the mass, whatever is getting deposited inside the ovary or uterus or what we can say here, either ovary or uterus or fallopian tubes or any part of that particular gonad. Cyst, we can say there. Cyst is nothing but it is a one type of mass of a cell there, etc. Okay, but it is not a harmful here. It is benign in nature here, not harmful here. Okay, like this there, etc. It's okay here. Then pressure atrophy is also there. Prolonged pressure from benign tumors or cyst or what aneurysm there, etc. may cause compression and atrophy of the tissues. Example, erosion of spine by tumors. Okay, by tumor in nerve root there, etc. Okay, erosion of spine. Okay, by tumor in nerve root there, etc. Erosion of skull by meningioma arising from what here? Oh, that is pia arachnoid there, etc. Arising from pia arachnoid there, etc. It's okay here. Pia arachnoid there, etc. Okay, that is meningioma there, etc. Erosion of skull by meningioma arising from pia arachnoid there, etc. Okay, pia meter and arachnoid meter, you know, that is nothing but those are the layers on the skin there, etc. Okay, 5 meter arachnoid. And what is there? What one more layer is there? What is the name of that layer? Yes, anyone?
Durameter.
Durameter there as here. It is what here? Durameter there as here. Okay, that is the thing there. So this is the idea here so far regarding this thing there as here. So this is the idea here. Then erosion of sternum by aneurysm of arch of aorta there as here. Okay, arc of, that is arch of aorta here. Okay, aorta is what here? What is aorta? That is the largest blood vessel in our body there. Okay, or artery. Largest artery in our body is nothing but it is what here? Aorta there as such here. Idiopathic atrophy there, and then that is the next pathologic condition which is responsible for, that is pathologic atrophy here. Idiopathic. There are some examples of atrophy where no obvious cause is present here. Example, myopathy is testicular atrophy. What is testicular atrophy? Yes. What is testicular atrophy? Yes. Atrophy of testes. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Atrophy of testes is called as testicular atrophy. That is the thing there as such here. Okay, got it. Okay, then this micro, that is morphologic features they have given there as such here. Okay, pathologic changes whatever are occurring there as such here. Okay, testicular atrophy. The diagram is for testicular atrophy there as such here. Then hypertrophy is there. Hypertrophy is an increase in the size of parenchymal cells, resulting in enlargement of the organ or tissue without any change in the number of cells there as such here. Causes hypertrophy may be. Hypertrophy maybe. Okay, what are the causes of hypertrophy there as such here? Hypertrophy is an increase in the size of parenchymal cells, resulting in enlargement of organ or tissue. Is size, increase in size of that particular parenchymal cells here or the cells there as such here, resulting in enlargement of the organ or tissue without any change in the number of cells here. It is called as hypertrophy here. Causing, okay, causes. Hypertrophy may be physiologic or pathologic there as such here. What is hypertrophy, students? Tell me.
Increase in the size of cell.
Excellent.
Size of cell.
Excellent, excellent. What is parenchymal cell? Parenchymal cell means what here? The main cell. Okay, what are the functionally important cells of that particular organ? Okay, functionally as well as from anatomically point of view, that is from functionally as well as structurally important cells, whatever are there, those are called as parenchymal cells here of that particular organ. Okay, that is these cells are called as parenchymal cells here. Suppose the liver, in liver hepatocytes are there. Hepatocytes are the parenchymal cells for liver there. Okay, in pancreocytes are there. Okay, those are the parenchymal cells for that particular pancreas there as such here. In kidney, what is the name of the cells present in kidneys? Yes, students. Yes. We can call them as what they are as such here, kidneys. Okay, what they're nephrocytes we can call them. What here? Nephrocytes here, like this there as such here. Okay, like this whatever important cells are present in any organ, okay, which are essential for performing functions as well as which are essential for making the structure of that particular organ. Okay, those cells are called as parenchymal cells here. Causes of hypertrophy. Hypertrophy may be physiologic or pathologic here. In both the cases, it is caused either by increased functional demand or by hormonal stimulation there as such here. Okay, in both cases. Okay, it is caused either by increased functional demand or by hormonal stimulation here. Hypertrophy without accompanying hyperplasia affects mainly muscles there as such here. It mainly okay, hypertrophy without accompanying hyperplasia affects mainly muscles there as such here. Hypertrophy without accompanying, okay, hypertrophy without accompanying hyperplasia affects mainly muscles there as such here. Hypertrophy without accompanying hyperplasia there as such here. Okay, affects mainly muscles here. In non-dividing cells to there as such here. In non-dividing cells to only hypertrophy occurs there as such here. In non-dividing cells to only hypertrophy occurs there as such here. Okay, in non-dividing cells there as such here. Whatever the non-dividing cells are there in I think okay, brain there as such here. Okay, these cells generally are not undergoing cell division here. Okay, like this there as such here. In non-dividing cells to only hypertrophy occurs there as such here. Then physiologic hypertrophy is there as such here. Physiologic hypertrophy here. Enlarged size of the uterus. Enlarged size of the uterus. Physiologic hypertrophy. Enlarged size of the uterus in pregnancy is an excellent example of physiologic hypertrophy as well as hyperplasia there as well as hyperplasia. Hyperplasia. What is the meaning of hyperplasia? Yes, students. What is the meaning of hyperplasia? We have discussed now.
Increasing number of
Cell.
Increase in number of cells there at the chair. Okay, increase in number of cells there at the chair. Hyperplasia there at the chair. Okay, hyperplasia there at the chair. Okay, that is nothing but yes. Okay, it is called as hyperplasia there at the chair. Where we have seen it here, here only, no, there at the chair. Decreasing or increasing their size, that is atrophy and hypertrophy respectively, and by increasing their number, that is hyperplasia there at the chair. Okay, like this there at the chair. Yes, correct. Okay, this is the idea here regarding this particular hypertrophy part there at the chair. Okay, pathologic hypertrophy. Why it is occurring that particular pathologic how is pathologic hypertrophy occurring here? Okay, examples of certain diseases associated with hypertrophy are as under there as such here. Hypertrophy of cardiac muscle, that is hypertrophy of cardiac muscle may occur in a number of cardiovascular diseases here. A few conditions producing left ventricular hypertrophy are as under systemic hypertension here. Systemic hypertension there. Then aortic valve disease there as such here. Systemic hypertension, aortic valve disease there. Stenosis and insufficiency there as such here. Then mitral insufficiency here. Mitral insufficiency. That is, these are the causes of that particular hypertrophy there as such here. Mitral insufficiency there. Mitral insufficiency. Hypertrophy of cardiac muscle there as such here. Hypertrophy of cardiac muscle there as such here. So this is the idea here so far regarding this part here. Mitral insufficiency. Aortic valve disease here. Aortic valve disease. If the wall is having disease, aortic valve. Okay. If the disease is there, that is aortic valve disease. Aorta, the wall presented to aorta. Okay. That okay, wall is nothing but aortic valve here. And if it is okay having some problem, okay, to that particular wall, okay, then in that particular condition, it is called as aortic valve disease there as such here. Okay. In this condition, the hypertrophy of cardiac muscle may occur there as such here. Okay. Okay. What here? Okay, a few conditions producing left ventricular hypertrophy are as under here as such here. Okay, in all these conditions, that is systemic hypertension, aortic valve disease, and in mitral insufficiency, what occurs there? That is what ventricular hypertrophy occurs here. Left ventricular hypertrophy here. What? Okay, left ventricle is connected to the aorta there as such here. Okay, from that particular aorta, the blood goes to the aortic arch. Okay, and from aortic arch, once again that blood spreads throughout the body there as such here, like this there as such here. It is aortic valve. Okay, it is called as that. Okay, okay, but in this particular condition, in this diseased condition, the blood do not flow fully through the aorta there at here, but it remains inside that particular ventricle only here, left ventricle. And so what happens to the ventricle here? That ventricle undergoes atrophic change there at here, or it undergoes atrophy here. So okay, this condition is called as what here? That is left ventricular atrophy there at here. Got it here? Yes, students. I hope you are getting it here. Okay, those students whose anatomy is strong, okay, they will understand it very easily there as such. But those who will having the problems, they can discuss this particular part with me there as such here. Okay, if you feel the problem there as such. Okay, like this here. That hypertrophy of smooth muscles, example here. Okay, cardiac that is achalasia. Okay, in esophagus here. Okay, cardiac achalasia in esophagus. Then pyloric stenosis in stomach there as such here. Pyloric stenosis. Okay, in stomach there. Okay, that is pyloric stenosis there as such here. Okay, in stomach there as such here. Okay, that is the idea here. Pyloric stenosis in stomach here. Stenosis is nothing but it is what here? The blocking of that particular stomach there as such here. Then okay, it's okay here. Pyloric stenosis in stomach there as such. Then after that, intestinal strictures there as such here. Intestinal strictures are there. Then muscular arteries in hypertension. Muscular arteries, whatever are the muscular arteries there as such here. In hypertension here. Okay, muscular arteries in hypertension there as such here. Okay, these are the what here? Hypertrophies of smooth muscle here. Example, cardiac achalasia, pyloric stenosis here. In this particular stenosis also, the stomach may undergo. Okay, the smooth muscle of the stomach may undergo hypertrophy of smooth muscle there as such here. Okay, then intestinal strictures, muscular arteries in hypertension there as such here, like this. Okay, then after that, atrophy of skeletal muscle here. Example, hypertrophied muscles there as such here in athletes and manual laborers there as such here. Okay, then compensatory hypertrophy there as such here. These are the things there as such here. Okay, morphological features, whatever are there, I have given here as such here. Okay, morphological features there as such here. The affected organ is enlarged and heavy there as such here. This is the one morphological feature there as such here. At DNA level even they have given the things there. Okay, for example, a hypertrophied heart of a patient, okay, with systemic hypertension may weigh 700 to 800 gram as compared, okay, to average normal adult weight of 350 gram there as a normal adult weight. Okay, baga normal adult, in normal adult the weight of the heart is 350 gram, but here in okay, the person, okay, the patient with a systemic hypertension may weigh 700 to 800 gram there as a okay. Heart of a patient with systemic hypertension may weigh 700 to 800 gram. There is enlargement of muscle fibers as well as of nuclei. At ultrastructural level, there is increased synthesis of DNA and RNA, increased protein synthesis, and increased number of organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and myofibrils there as such here. Okay, so this is that particular idea here as such here. So far regarding this particular hypertrophy there as such here, it is called as hypertrophy. Hypertrophy there as such here. Got it here? Okay, in hypertrophy there as such here. This condition is very important there as such here. In hyperplasia is an increase in the number of parenchymal cells resulting in enlargement of the organ or tissue. Quite often, both hyperplasia and hypertrophy occur together here. Hyperplasia occur due to the increased recruitment of cells from G0 resting phase there of the cell cycle to undergo mitosis there as such here. Okay. Hyperplasia occurs due to increased recruitment of cells from G0 phase of the cell. Okay. Cycle to undergo mitosis here when stimulated there as such here. Okay. All the body cells do not possess hyperplastic growth potential there as such here. Okay. Labile cells, epithelial cells of the skin and mucous membrane there as such here. Cells of the bone marrow and lymph nodes and stable cells. Example, parenchymal cells of the liver, pancreas, kidney, adrenal, and thyroid can undergo hyperplasia, while that is permanent cells, neurons, cardiac, and skeletal muscles have little or no capacity for regenerative. Hello, students. Regenerative. That is hyperplastic
Yes, sir.
growth there as such here. Okay, now this thing is almost over there. Okay, metaplasia is there. Okay, in metaplasia also is the same thing is happening here. Metaplasia is defined as a reversible change of one type of epithelial or mesenchymal alert here. We will join once again here. Huh? Once again we will join here. We will conduct the lecture up to 110 like this. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, up to 110 we will take the lecture hardly for 10 minutes more. You rejoin again, all of you. We will conclude this chapter here.